So Orbea Laufey H30, my quick initial impressions of it. Here's the bike. It's just going to be basically a video like this. I'm not going to be editing it or anything like this. Just my 2 cents. It's a brand new bike. I just got it, and to be clear, I'm about 6 feet tall, just under 1.81 centimeters, 91 kilograms. I haven't been riding in some 17 years, about. So it's my first bike in 17 years. Before that, I had ridden extensively. It was my main form of transport, and I don't know, tens of thousands of kilometers, okay, easily. And I used to ride a racer, which is significant in this particular take on a bike. Now, before I get into the good things, and there are plenty of good things about this bike, I was actually really impressed. The bad, really bad. The stock seat I replaced. This is the Ergon SM Pro Men. Yeah, it's better than the original. So I hear anybody, excuse me with the plane, anybody who comes back to riding after a long time basically gets a sore ass. And I just went around about half an hour, and holy smokes. Ow, okay, because I used to ride a racer, so the much more of a leaning forward position. When I do it here, I also don't get so much soreness as back then with this seat, yes. So I like this half an hour on the original seat. I exchanged it to this Ergon SM Pro Men. And the same day I went another 10 kilometers, about, taking it really easy, and with a sore ass, something like 40 minutes. It was a pain. It was a real pain. I gotta say. What can I add to that? 2 days later, I went on a ride, and much of that has gone away. The seat is handling much better. I like it. Another thing I did, I just want to mention the color. This is a brushed aluminum, so it's kind of like, it's a crisscross jagged pattern. It's not really very nicely done in one direction, but I don't care. It suits me fine. And the thing is, I picked red colors before I actually got the bike, and now I realize this thing will work fantastically with Lumo colors. You love Lumo colors? This is the color for you. Orange, Lumo green, hell, give it pink, even give it like nice sky blue. It's gonna work really nicely. You can see, just like here, the contrast is quite good. Anyway, second thing which is really bad, the stock grips suck. Stock grips suck. These are also Ergon grips, GA3, much better. But the fact is, my wrists are at the wrong angle, and it just kills my wrists. But I do find that the steering column, or bar rather, really works well in rough terrain. So that is a good thing. I also put on these Kamikaze 6-pack racing Kamikaze pedals. They are pretty good. They really grip your foot quite nicely. There's no problem with that. If anybody wondering what is this is a reflective tape, so at night you are much more visible. I like that. Also some more reflectives here, just because, I know, nerdy as hell, but safety for me is priority. Now, the first ride I took it on, I went just here on the dirt road, going this direction there, and we have a bit of a swamp. And it just simply, with me, this is my first mountain bike in my life, my own. I used to ride my friends' bikes, but this is the first mountain bike I actually own, so I'm not very used to it. Yes, the 29-inch wheels do the job. The gearing does the job. Really took it here, and it's slow going because these are like old farmer fields, lots of bumpy sections, grass, upturned soil and water. It's pretty bad, and that's my first ride on it, and I just went through it. Okay, I had to once or twice touched ground, but it was fine. And I was already impressed. And the frame, this one is XL. With my height, I could take L and the XL. The L will make it more racy, much more dynamic, and the XL is more for like cruising and stuff, which is what I'm into, really, to be honest. I never meant this to be a super, you know, racing kind of anything. Just want to have some fun and you know, come back to cycling and some fitness, yeah. And yes, so it's a large frame, and yet to me it feels quite small, seriously. But it does come into its own in the rough stuff, and I'm super impressed the way it works, the way the front forks also work. I also never had anything with suspension, and this is pretty good stuff. This is stock. I don't know what they even are, Marzocchi or something. No, these are RockShox. Yeah, RockShox. Yeah, they do a pretty good job. Yeah, so the swamp was good, but what really got me going was yesterday after 2 days of not cycling because of the sore ass. I know, funny shit or not. I went out another direction just to explore my area a bit, and we have some forest over there. And you know, at first it was just simply cycling, going around, and finally I found this small path up a forest lane. I took it up, and within 5 minutes I realized it's actually a regular path for other guys who have machines like this. And oh my god, I have to say, I've never ever, I think, had so much fun on a bike. And as a kid we did shit, okay, we really went nuts, but this thing was wild. And if you consider the fact that yes, I've got some cycling behind me, like tens of thousands of kilometers, as I mentioned, but it was mostly racers, and that's when I was up to 20. I'm 44 now, so it's been a while. So basically a newbie, and as a noob, I was able to, I don't want to say race, because you know people will laugh at me, but yeah, take it pretty hard, and it's confidence building. It just goes, and as you have you know, these steep down and very quick, kind of like a U-pipe up, with maybe a sand section below because there's like a road going through, like a forest road or something, and take it, you go through it and just keep going, and this thing goes. It changes gears fast. You can maintain momentum. It's really up to you to do your job with the gearing. This thing will keep up. In fact, it will outdo you every damn time. Amazing fun. And you know, with not riding a bicycle for some 20 years, discounting the Friday 2, you know, sessions with the sore ass, I did 2 hours and 20 couple kilometers, half of it in the forest. Really fun. I gotta say, awesome. And as I follow the reviews of this on you know, Western Europe and you know, USA, this is the cheap option, something for a student. I'm not a student, I'm in IT, and quite frankly this thing is pretty damn expensive in my books. As I actually spoke with some people in the forest, they were doing some canoeing there and they just finished, so I asked about it. They also are into cycling and biking, and you know, mountain biking specifically, and they were looking with envy on this. They probably have a bike that costs, you know, bikes rather that maybe cost half that. So for me this is quite a premium bike, and it is expensive, I think. You know, it is what it is, right? Everybody judges this kind of according to his own pocket, but I do not regret spending the money. I think it's a freaking awesome deal. And one more thing I want to mention is the gearing. So it's a single up front, I think 11 up back, and I've gone through all of them from the lowest to the highest, or whatever you want to call it. Very good climbing ratio. I went through soft sand. When I went up one of the up kind of sections with a log like this, the log had some grip luckily. I really thought I was just gonna flip back, and I just simply put it in the highest gear and it just went over. The front just went over, kept going, didn't fall back. It's got a good front kind of stability, if you like. Difficult to do wheelies on, but I was never good at those. Anyway, I just went up. Just simply climbed up and I kept going. It was really freaking awesome. In the forest, as I was going through some really slow sections, you know, lots of trees, you know, between very soft undergrowth, when my foot came down, I realized it was actually harder to walk than it was to ride. So, and yeah, and well, is it fast enough? Okay, so I know there will be people out there who'll be like, haha, hee hee, but I, at this point anyway, don't have enough power to really go fast enough on this. It's still faster than me. And yes, if I had a road bike, I probably would be doing easily average of 26. Top speeds probably exceeding 40. This thing, average, including the forest of course, was 12.6 kilometers per hour, which is, I don't know, like 8 to 9 miles per hour, maybe less. I have no idea. That's about that. And top speed of 26 kilometers an hour. It felt fast enough. It really felt fast. I know, don't comment. But point is, for what it is and for what it's made for, it is really awesome. If you want to go fast, you want a road bike, get a road bike. Maybe a gravel bike. But if you enjoy country lanes, if you enjoy forest riding, this thing is brilliant. And on the way back through the pavements and sidewalks and, you know, bicycle paths, I didn't feel this thing was slow. It was fast enough for me. So there you go. This is my initial take. I might do a second take later. But yeah, there's one more thing I did here to improve it. KCNC, very expensive actually. I thought they were going to be bigger. I thought they were going to be more the size of my grips here. But it's nice just to simply put your hands in different positions, because your hands do go numb. Mine anyway do. They do go numb. And oh yeah, pretty, I think, interesting thing. The dropper post is nice, and my father thought I overspent on my bike, and he thought, yeah, whatever. He actually go on it, and even he, at 68 years old, he actually was impressed, and he's not a guy to spend money. So, you know, yeah, if you're on a fence, I think you will not be disappointed. That's all I have to say. Thanks.